spring day in 2019, poised to take the next great step for Sacramento. When I took the oath of office 2+ years ago, I knew that there would be some good days and there would be some rough days. And I knew that there would be at least a few great days. Today is one of those great days. As we announce our intention to take to the City Council next Tuesday, April the 9th, an agreement between the city and the Sacramento Republic FC to bring Major League Soccer to Sacramento. I think it's important as we stand here in the old shops to use our imaginations a bit this morning and picture what it was like inside these buildings 100 years ago, when 3,500 employees worked here building trains and all the parts that went into them. Today, we begin a new era in the Sacramento Railyards, and I could not be more proud to announce that we have reached an agreement with Republic FC that will help reinvent and revive this dormant land and these vacant spaces, and once again fill them with Sacramento's innovative spirit. Ron Burkle and his fellow owners of the Sacramento Republic FC plan to build a world-class stadium. You've all seen the renderings over the last couple of days. I saw them from China and they look good. To build a world-class stadium just to the east of where we stand today. The new renderings this week show a facility that will showcase not just the team's fine soccer players, but also our river and our downtown skyline. And by the way, this is the first of a series of April announcements regarding the Railyards and the waterfront, so please stay tuned. We know this, and more importantly, the Board of Governors at Major League Soccer know this. This stadium will be one of the best in the country. And that is exciting enough, but our agreement with Ron Burkle and his team is about far more than a stadium and a sports team. For today, we're talking not only about those exciting things, but also about the extension of our existing downtown, the development of 17 acres next to the stadium for a cumulative investment of nearly $1 billion in the Railyards and in our city. I want to emphasize that this project is being driven by private dollars, and the city will not be writing a check. When I look at the costs and the benefits for the city in this agreement, the decision to support it is an easy one for me, and I think it will be for my colleagues as well. My office and our city staff, and I engaged myself directly in these negotiations, worked hard to negotiate the agreement over the past months, and I'm confident we have come up with a winner. I stand strongly behind the establishment of an enhanced infrastructure finance district in the Railyards. These districts, which are allowable and in fact encouraged under state law, allow the increase in property values over time to finance some of the key public infrastructure on the site. No development, no return to build the infrastructure. We also plan to partner with the new owners to generate new electric signage revenue that will be at no cost to the city. We will waive some of our development fees as well as provide some game-day municipal services for a limited period of time. So here's my summation. This agreement protects taxpayers while delivering a project that will provide huge economic benefits to the Railyards and our city as a whole. And of course, this doesn't stand alone. Combined with the new Kaiser Hospital, the Republic Stadium and the adjacent development will kickstart the process of doubling the size of our downtown with thousands of new jobs, new residents, and new places to have fun. It will be the first anchor tenant in the ground for the Railyards. There's so many people to thank here, and we'll leave people out, and if I do, I apologize. But certainly, Ron Burkle and Matt Alvarez, who I hope will be there on Tuesday, and we'll give them a big standing ovation in the council chambers. You'll hear in a few moments from Kevin Nagel and Ben Gumpert. And Kevin, again, thank you for hanging in there, staying with it, never giving up, and loving Sacramento, man. We're very appreciative of you. You invested your time and your money at great risk. I want to thank all my colleagues on the City Council, several who are represented here today, but especially the District Council member for the area, Councilmember Jeff Harris, who's dreamed about this for a long time. You'll hear from Eric Guetta, of course, and Angelique Ashby as well, but all my colleagues for their hard work. I want to thank all of the local business community that are represented here today, the Chamber, the P-Bids, Region Business, Barry Broom, everybody, Amanda. Really, you know, some people ask, is this a business-friendly community? We're in California, you know, sometimes can be rough, but when we stick with it, we can deliver big things for our community. That's exactly what we're doing here today. So thank you for believing in all of us. Thank you to the fan base as well. Come on, let's give a big hand to the fans. Our city team is here, you know, Michael Jasso, John Dangberg, everybody who is here, Scott White from my staff, others on the city team, thank you so much, because this only gets done with a dedicated group of public servants. And Larry and Denton Kelly and the entire LDK team for their hard work as well. You are certainly not the first developers to try and revive our rail yard, but you are the ones who are finally making it happen. So finally, I hearken back to December of 2017 when we came home from New York City, having made actually a great presentation and having almost all of it lined up. And the lead told us, you're almost there, but not quite. And I suppose there would have been another choice here, which would have been to say, okay, we gave it our best shot, let's move on. There's lots of opportunity in other places. And of course, there is opportunity in lots of other places. But we all knew that if we stuck with this, if we didn't give up, if we believed in the vision of Sacramento as a major league city in every respect, and if we quietly went about not only trying to find an additional investor, but also to work on this agreement that comes before the City Council in a way that balanced the taxpayer interest, the public interest, with the vision and the desire to do something grand and do something big, that if we stuck with it, we could arrive at this day. And that's the Sacramento spirit. Never give up, never give in, always believe, always work harder than the next city. And more often than not, we will win. This is such an exciting time for Sacramento. And yes, we've had some rough days over the past year, but there are more great days ahead as we grow, as we build, as we dream, as we include everyone. And that's why it's a wonderful time to be a Sacramentan. I look forward to Tuesday night. I look forward to passing this, I hope unanimously, and then pivoting to New York City, look far east to that league and the Board of Governors, and say to the board, we've done everything you've asked us to do. Everything and more. Come out to Sacramento and make the grand announcement that our city will be the next Major League Soccer city in America. Thank you very much.
A big round of applause for our mayor, Mayor Bill Stogler. Now I'd like to welcome up from the 3rd District, which includes the very Railyards here, Councilmember Jeff Harris.
Good morning, everybody. As usual, the mayor got it all right. He didn't mention the courthouse because that's going to erupt out of the ground here in the Railyards fairly soon as well. So you've all been to a Republic game, right? Yeah, I see a lot of heads nodding. So you know what it feels like when we score a goal, right? You know everybody jumps out of their seats and the scream is infectious, and that's what today feels like. honestly, I think that we're going to get this team. Look, to the Board of Governors, I would say this. We've got the fans, we've got the team, we've got the land, we've got the entitlements, we've got the architecture, and we've got the will. This team needs to come to Sacramento. I believe they get the message. I think that we're almost there. So it's very exciting. What this means to the Railyards development is immense. Of course, being the representative for District 3, I have a big concern about the River District, our next door neighbor. Bringing this stadium to the Railyards will open up a world of possibilities in the River District. You know, this land right adjacent to our downtown is our future. There's a lot that's going to happen here in the next few years, and I'm very, very excited and honored to be able to participate in the growth of this area. I see a lot of people in the audience here, John Dangberg, Richard Rich, Marco, people who have worked on the entitlements and bringing the Railyards forward. They've done yeoman's work, and they've poised us for this moment. You know, and that's honestly how it works. You know, there's a lot of background, there's a lot of hard work that goes into this moment, and here we are. Couldn't be better. I'm really excited about game day tomorrow, and I hope to see some of you there, but let's keep this energy up. And I agree with the mayor that Tuesday is a very important night, you know, to move the term sheet forward. I think we can get there, and full steam ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Harris. Now I'd like to bring up someone who has been fighting for this city for many years. As soon as the day she got into office, she was hit with some pretty big challenges on saving another franchise, but today she's here to fight for the Republic and the city as well. I'd like to bring up Mayor Pro Tem and Councilwoman Angela Gashby.
Thank you. I am very excited to be here. Please do not be mistaken by the fact that the whole council is not standing in front of you. They legally cannot be, but I feel like I've been there long enough that on this one I can maybe speak for us. We're really excited. We are really excited about Major League Soccer. We all know that sports, and professional sports in particular, really draws people in. I've been on the council for almost 9 years, and I have worked with 3 professional athletes on that council. And all of them, if they were standing in front of you, would tell you today how youth sports moved them to the positions that they were in, where they got to be leaders and serve in the city of Sacramento. What I want to talk about today is what this means for the kids. There are over 100,000 kids in the Sacramento area playing soccer already. And I will tell you, it's been a long time since I played soccer, but I was a young single mom once, and in my first year of law school, I lived out in Natomas, and there weren't enough soccer coaches, and I had a little 4-year-old son. And they told us they were going to disband the team unless one of the parents stepped up to coach. And so in my copious spare time as a single mom working full-time and going to law school at night, I took on the team, right? I knew very little about soccer, but I just knew how important it was to those kids. And I didn't want their team to be disbanded because there wasn't a grown-up or a support system in place to help them play. Having Sac Republic here will broaden that support network for all of the kids in our region who are looking at sports and looking at soccer as something fun that they do. As part of this deal, it should not be lost that the Sac Republic is offering to do the following. Every year, 1,000 youth from underserved neighborhoods will participate in Republic clinics. Every year, the Republic will donate equipment and gear to youth in need. Every year, the Republic will build or upgrade one soccer field or futsal court for public use. Every year, the Sac Republic will commit at least 2,500 hours towards community involvement around leagues. Every year, the City of Sacramento and the Sac Republic will work together to make sure that every single neighborhood in our area is touched by this amazing program. This is an incredibly proud moment for our entire region, for Sacramento. We all know what this can mean for our future. We just need the board to understand that this is the indomitable city. We will not give up. Kevin Nagel is proof of that. We stand with him and we're ready to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Ashby. Now I'd like to bring up somebody who's been fighting for the city first on the council and now in the Assembly, Assemblymember Kevin McCarty.
Good morning. I'm super excited here to be representing the State Assembly in the 7th District. This, of course, is the Railyards, and this is 40 years in the making as I walked in the door. Of course, this was owned by the Railroad Company. Then we had the Roma Plan, and then Thomas Enterprises, and then handed off, of course, to the Kelly family. And this is a hard project, and it's a great project, but it's the hard which makes it great. If it was easy, would have been done a long time ago. So this, of course, is a marquee tenant here, along with our hospital with Kaiser, and of course our courthouse is going to be built around the corner. So this is a significant investment, and this is, as we know, the largest infill development west of the Mississippi, and this helps put Sacramento on the map and expanding our downtown and repopulating people to live in the core, which we're all trying to do to make this region a better place to live for our families. And so I'm a big supporter of this soccer movement. We know soccer is a beautiful game, as they say, but also it's a game that attracts the masses across our nation. A very diverse sport, of course, brings in families, and let's face it, sometimes the Giants and A's tickets and the Kings tickets and Warriors, they're a little bit pricey. So this is a sport that's affordable to the masses, and that's why you see MLS thriving all across the nation, going in cities, and they do very, very well. And they help bring more excitement to neighborhoods as well, which we will see here. So I'm certain that we'll have plenty of success here. Our fans are great fans, as Angelique Ashby noted. We've been selling out for 19 years in a row over here at Wrigley Field, for decades over here supporting our Kings and our NBA team. So this is a win-win. As far as the proposal here and the financial package, walking in, a few people said, haven't you been skeptical over the years as far as these public investments? And this, I will say, is a very fair proposal. It's a good win-win for the City of Sacramento. And as our mayor said, these monies would not be generated but for the project being kicked off. So this is a win-win for our taxpayers and the community. So congratulations to the City of Sacramento and the team, and partnering with the Burkle and Alvarez team to put this together. And I look forward to the victory in New York and for the groundbreaking here in the months ahead. Thank you.
And thank you, Senator Harvey. And now I'd like to bring up who I believe is one of the biggest soccer fans in the building from the 6th District, Councilman Eric Guerra.
Buenos días, Sacramento! Vamos, Sacramento. It's a pleasure to be here this morning. My family and I are proud season ticket holders of the Sacramento Republic. Let's give Kevin Nagel and Ben Gumper, our Sacramento Republic team, a big round of applause for all their work. I remember as a kid with my father watching our favorite team in Mexico, the Las Monarcas de Michoacán, and seeing how much family and community was built upon the sport. And this last game on Sunday, which was an amazing win. Let's go Republic, 4-0. Let's give them a big round of applause for all our team players. To see the tailgating, the community, all of the diversity, all of what brings community, that is what we're bringing here. Yes, I am here to support our council member, Jeff Harris. Give him a big round of applause for leading it in District 3. It's good for the downtown core, it's good for this area, but it's also good for our city, and it's also good for our region. And that's why you have Greater Sacramento here. You have all of these different partners, because it builds community. We cannot function just on brick and mortar. We have to get to the heart of what soccer can bring us here, and that's building the life and heart of the Greater Sacramento region. That's what this is about here today. So for me, it's exciting because I'm a strong fan of soccer, as we call it, football, and proud supporters of the Republic here. But more importantly, for some comments here for our press in the Spanish media, hoy es un día muy importante porque el fútbol es algo no nomás local, pero un deporte internacional. Un deporte que combina todas las culturas y nos une como personas humanas. Y lo que hace el deporte es sacar lo mejor de nosotros. Hoy con esta propuesta aquí, no estamos usando fondos públicos para una corporación, para un negocio. Estamos haciendo un acuerdo en donde el equipo va a poner su parte, el público va a poner su parte, y con eso juntos vamos a crecer, vamos a ser unidos. y por eso la República Sacramento es bien fuerte. ¡Viva Sacramento! ¡Let's go Sac Republic!
That's the energy we need here today, right? All right, well, thank you very much for that, council member. And at this point, I'd like to bring up someone who's been instrumental in this fight to get us to MLS. He stepped up in a big way to make Republic FC a big part of this community and making sure it could be for many decades to come. He's the leader of the local investor group that's going to take us to MLS. You know, his name is Kevin Nagel.
Thank you. For somebody who had 12 years of Spanish, whatever he said, I agree 100%. Thanks, Councilman. I'm excited to stand with everyone here today to celebrate an important milestone in our quest to promote the Republic FC to MLS. You know, I think many in this room know I love Sacramento. I invest here almost every day, and I'm thrilled, really, at the opportunity to help drive the transformational change for our region. My belief is this club and the community is infinite, as is our potential. None of this really would have been possible, though, without the people of Sacramento, who are led by an incredible mayor. Mayor Steinberg is a fearless public servant who understands the importance of civic pride, community benefits, and the economic impact for a city that's clearly on the rise. As a club, we are proud to continue to play a role in that particular process. But from day one, you know, I've worked to put the Republic in the best position to win. And that included joining forces with committed investors to help us reach our goals. I'm confident that both Ron and Matt will help build the most successful soccer club in the entire nation. And that's no joke. My confidence really comes from the fact that we truly have the best supporters, and you better believe that our stadium will be the toughest place to play in all of MLS. Today is a big day, but our work really is not completely done. We'll continue to roll up our sleeves until we meet the goals that this community deserves. So thank you everyone for today.
Thank you, Mr. Nagel. And now I'd like to bring up someone who's been instrumental behind the scenes as well in running the day-to-day club. He's the Chief Operating Officer of Republic FC, Ben Gumpert.
Thanks, Rob, and thanks to all of you. At our club, we often say it takes a republic, right? In other words, that what you can achieve with a cohesive, driven, collaborative set of people far outweighs what we can each do individually. That is, of course, representative of the founding of our club and our name, but couldn't be more true in speaking about this quest for MLS and why today is so momentous. We are known as the Indomitable Club, right? The Indomitable City, the Indomitable Club, a word taken directly from our city motto, one of the original seals from the City of Sacramento. Indomitable, never backing down. Angelique Ashby mentioned that. Mayor Steinberg mentioned that. Perseverance. Like, that is a theme of our city that goes far beyond this club. It is an idea that we strive to live by every day, one that I know the mayor and the city council take to heart, as well as the leaders that you see before us in this community. This partnership has always been about economic development for our city. Billions in economic impact activated by $1 billion private investment just outside these doors. It has always been about jobs, construction jobs, permanent jobs, staffing jobs in the several thousands. But more than anything, this has been about making Sacramento a better place. Indomitable. I have sat down with each of you on stage, each of you, Mike Testa, Michael Alt, Emily, Amanda. We've sat down individually to talk about our shared visions for the city. Not a single one of you wondered if what we've been talking about is too bold, right? It's always been the opposite. Can we do more? More youth fields, like Councilmember Ashby said, more community programs, more work with schools, more work on health initiatives. The answer is yes, we can, we are doing it, and we will do more. As a born and raised Sacramentan, I played my first soccer game about 10 miles outside these doors several decades ago. Could have never dreamed what we'd have today, but I feel fortunate that we have the leadership in this community with that audaciousness. We don't have to take a back seat to any other city. So I thank the mayor and the city council for continuing to elevate and grow Sacramento into the world-class city that we know we can become. To Kevin, we would not be here in this position today without you stepping up countless times. Thank you. To Ron Burkle and Matt Alvarez, who are betting big on Sacramento. To our staff from the founding team of Warren and Joe Wagner, who's here, who have been on this winding journey for a long time, but has always believed in our mission as a club. And of course, to our fans, to our supporters, you own this. You drive, you push, you cheer very loudly, actually, very loudly, and all for a dedication to this community. Nobody expected that 20,000 plus people would show up at Hughes Stadium 5 years ago and initiate this movement in a real way. You're proof that it takes a republic to do something truly special, and we are excited that we're here today, still on that continuous journey with all of you, and ready to take on what's ahead together. Thank you so much. Let's go Republic.
So he tried to hide this, but Del Deo? Del Deo, this is Ben Gumpert. He was not lying, he was a soccer player. That smile, I don't think I've ever seen you smile that big. So maybe MLS announcement day we'll get that smile again, right? No beard. Yeah, no beard.
Peak of my soccer career.
Thank you for that, Ben. And now I'd like to introduce you to someone who looked around this place and said, we can make this happen. We have a vision here and we think we can see it through. And he's probably, with the rest of his family, saying, you know what, we're even willing to have a few sleepless nights. From LDK Ventures, here's Denton Kelly.
Thank you very much. This really is a very big day for Sacramento and for the Railyards, and we as a team at LDK really couldn't be more excited for what lays before us. I would really like to thank the city, the mayor's office, the electeds, the staff. Without your faith in taking a risk with us and with soccer, I know that this wouldn't occur. So we are, always grateful for everything that you do. It's never the easy work, but at the end of the day, we get the right results. I'd like to thank soccer, Nagel, Ben, Burkle, the whole group. Absolute dogged tenacity. They love the sport, they have a passion for the community, and it's been a journey. And all these gentlemen really we deserve as a community a debt of gratitude for their tenacity. So we are very grateful for that. For my team, for LDK Ventures, we have my two partners, Jay Heckenheim and Frank Myers here. I know that they have been absolutely critical component to getting this deal structured and done. So thank you very much for being great partners and helping to see this deal through. So what does all this mean? Well, I think for us, this is all about economic development, but it's also about having an anchor that creates an inclusive culture, that creates immediate vibrancy in an urban community, and it actually helps us with economic development as a region. And this can't be viewed through the narrow prism of a stadium. One, we have a city that's demonstrated again that they are willing to take calculated risks and invest in themselves as a community and work together with the private community to make economic development a reality. And this is critically important because this is the message, this is the narrative that we have to go sell to other communities, to other employers, to other industries outside of our region to bring economic development and jobs, high-wage, private-paying jobs to Sacramento. And so it's about that commitment, investing in ourselves, believing in ourselves, and we have done that again. So I am so excited that that's our reality today. In addition, this is a critical piece of infrastructure for our urban narrative. When we go talk to employers, when we talk to industries, we talk to other communities, why is it that their employees or prospective employees are going to want to live in Sacramento? Well, I can tell you with everything that we have going on now, broadly speaking, that with this additional anchor, this additional amenity, how are they going to say no? Why would you say no to living in Sacramento? This is in my mind, the greatest place to live. And so I think that with this piece of infrastructure, it just underscores and emphasizes that this is the best place in California to live and the best place to do business. And I also want to thank on that note, GSAC and Barry Broom for being a staunch supporter of economic development broadly and this project and MLS specifically. And we know that you're going to go out there and sell this story well. So thank you very much for all your support in that regard. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Having a big round of applause for all of our speakers here today. And thank you to all of you who have come out, not only today, but support this club throughout the last 6 years. And with that, this is the conclusion of our program. For media, we will do the media interviews over near the signs to the right over there. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Go Republic!